Hello, everybody, and welcome to another top four match for the $2,000 Red Riot Union Arena Tournament. I'm your host, Tony. With me is Unionversity.
What's up, Union Arena players?
All right, this is a match in top four with Blue JJK piloted by Alessandro and another Blue JJK piloted by Justin.
Oh, I can hear the comments already. Oh, ban JJK, ban JJK.
And I get where you're coming from, but despite these two being Blue JJK, there are still some slight differences in the decks. You can check the deck lists on Red Riot. In the Discord, we have access to the top 8. They're posted on Xburst, but here we have two interesting lists. One of them is running only 2 color triggers and 1 shrine. The other one is running 4 color triggers and 2 shrines. There are some slight variations.
Well, one is literally a Kento Nanami list, and then the other one is just pure Sukuna. That's where the differences are right there. One doesn't play Kento.
Yeah, the Kento Nanami list also runs 1 Divergent Fist, 3 of the Nanami kill spells. So there are some slight differences, like you said. Sorry, I guess the most obvious one is Nanami, but the Nanami is running 2 Yuji color triggers, 2 Kento color triggers, and 3 Kento raids, and 1 shrine, while the pure Sukuna player is running 2 shrines and the full package with the free Sukuna and everything like that.
Oh, for sure. What's going to be the big decider is just definitely the removal spell on the Kento player. I think is the big obvious elephant in the room that kind of just decides a lot of this, because the ability of bottom decking threats is a lot more scarier than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, already we see one of the decks coming out swinging. This is the Sukuna being played, I think, right on turn 3. Perfect.
God,
you love to see it.
His hand is nastily cracked.
Yeah, I don't know if the viewers can see that, but that is a lot of raid Sukunas.
Yeah, he has all the raid Sukunas. He has 2 domains. He's got 1 removal spell, and then 1 UG to Dory, 2 AP, 3/1 double energy generator, and then you do have 1 more Gojo to work with. He's got to decide what he's tossing at this point. And personally, I would either just go with tossing the Gojo double energy generator boy, or you're just getting rid of a Sukuna. I don't think we get rid of the Sukuna personally, but
yeah, it's really difficult to say. He decides to drop the 4-cost Sukuna.
He got rid of the 4-cost Sukuna.
He decided that he was just figuring out which Yuji to play afterwards, which I get. He decided to just play the 1 AP double energy generator. Perfect. And now he has access to 5 energy, so that puts all of his raid Yujis online, or raid Sukunas online. He's sitting pretty right now based on his hand. The opponent here, Alessandro, playing the Nanami list, you can never rule out, because while he did start a little bit slower, he did get a Maki, and he's going a little bit more aggro.
Which makes sense, Maki. Right? Like, the big thing's going to be here is who sees how many fingers first. And the problem comes down to with the differences between Kento versus the pure Sukuna list is that if they don't see fingers in the Kento list, it's not the end of the world, right? Mm-hmm. Your backup plan is still Kento going to go live and smack you in the face for a lot of damage. Whereas if the pure Sukuna doesn't see a finger by a certain point, it's just GG's.
Yeah. It's also important to note with the Nanami list, with the taking out of the 5-cost Sukuna, the deck is totally able to function perfectly well with 4 energy. That means you basically don't have to have any double energy generators. You have 1 Gojo and you're good to go, or a Yuji in the back and you're good to go. So you can play your three cost double energy generating UGs in the front. They are 4Ks on your opponent's turn, so that's also really, really good defense.
Yes. What you guys are probably noticing is from habits wise, a lot of players either just hit the one unilateral line into life, but this game does like to allow you as the opponent when swinging decide where to go. So if people are wondering, oh, why is he just not doing that? It's because a lot of players just have this habitual habit because they're like, it doesn't really matter, just go up to down and just call it a day. It's like, no, it does, because choice and random variables do matter from time to time.
Yeah, it's the age-old like stats question of like, oh, if you choose two things and one of them is revealed to not be a thing, should you change your choice at the end? And statistically, you should change your choice. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, but if there's two cards left, swap it up. You never know. You could hit a bonk guy on the bottom or final trigger, and they're gonna be laughing.
For sure.
We did see another Sukuna raid come down. So he's drawing two more cards, and he drops a Gojo. He's stacking. He's been lucky. He's had a lot of amazing cards and some obvious pitches. Aside from the first one, dropping another Sukuna, this Gojo was a no-brainer. And he's got a little work.
He's got a couple domains, which, again, this is a habit that a lot of players are going to start trying to lean into, is that in JP, they don't use their domains unless it's really close to closing out. They kind of just save those as a massive stack in their hand to just extend and clear out game-wise, because it's a lot more threatening. A lot of our habits come from an early aggression stance, and we'll burn through our AP extensions very comfortably. And I'm personally trying to even get into that habit of, instead of burning my my AP extensions early, unless I'm really going to get some major damage across and just close out the game early, I try to keep it as minimal as possible.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it is important to know he does have two fingers in the grave now, so those are 5K impact Sukunas, and it is important that he's 5K because all Alessandro has on his front line is 2K monsters, so even a 3K restand will not be enough to deal with the Sukunas, and we saw that right now. It's really looking like a rough game right now.
So personally, I would just add the UG to hand, because bouncing the Inu is just not going to get you any value, right? I mean, you want to get the Sukunas back off board. I mean, yeah, letting them dig a little bit, it's not going to hurt. But, I mean, kind of what you don't want to do is just bounce a Inu to hand, right? That's just not an effective trade.
Back to what you were saying, I do agree with that. In the early portions of Union Arena, before obviously the new sets came out, a lot of decks lived and died by their ability to deal a lot of damage very quickly. Purple Bleach was very good because it would slam down 4K bodies very frequently, pay for double damage and impact. Even Stern Ritter Rush was a pretty good deck for its ability to deal a lot of damage quickly, but the game has progressed to where there's a lot of ways to deal with threats. So just using those 2 AP restands to set up a board just because you think it's good to establish dominance, it might not always be good.
No. And then it's so quickly to just lose a piece, especially with this. Like, as you could see with the removal spell bottom decking another Sukuna, it just leads to just pain.
Yeah, yeah. It is also important to note, I don't know if you guys noticed, there is a Kento Nanami in the back line. He has just have 4K body sitting there menacingly, staring down the opponent. It could come up at any moment. Oh, and he plays the double AP Kento Nanami color to throw away 7 cards and draw 3.
Yep. And oh, look, he hit a Divergent Fist, so that's going to be really nice just to get rid of another Sukuna right off the bat.
That's really good. So it's a decision as to whether or not he wants to deal with the immediate threat or establish a bigger board right now, because his opponent we have seen a lot of the threats. We've seen,
all four
three Sukuna.
Sukunas.
Well,
No,
four, yeah.
all four Sukunas have been. Yep, yep. That's like I said. Hit that Sukuna. 2 were bottom decked, and so they basically will not exist for the rest of the game. And now with 2 in the trash, there's nothing else this Sukuna player can do. Actually, he's kind of just locked out of the game. Ooh, look, a fist.
Yeah, okay. Well, he could get a little bit of help from Lady Luck. We did see that. You never know. He's not out completely, but yeah, like you said, he has run out of a lot of steam. There are still ways to win. I mean, there's the shrine, there's the fingers, there's the 5-cost Sukunas. You're still in it, but it is looking pretty rough.
For sure. But again, he's going to have to start snowballing into more of his fingers, right? At this point, which again, this looks like finger number 3 just got to his hand on the opening draw. So this will definitely help out in the long term. So he can get to 3 and that shrine becomes a little bit more scary, but he is basically relying on his list only has 2 more Sukunas left, right? So, and one is in his hand and it's the 5-cost Sukuna. So it's not looking good because if that one gets answered immediately, it's just kind of GG's, right? Lights out.
Yeah, yeah, and our man here, Alessandro, has done a really good job of stalling out. He's fished for his cards. I mean, he's worked hard for it. He's played his Makis. He's drawn a lot, and he managed to deal with the threats that were posed in front of him. And now he's really, really playing smart. He's playing defensively. I mean, he hasn't even moved up the 4K in the back, just in case he needs it. Just to have something to threaten the board quickly because his opponent really does not have much right now.
Yep. And he's definitely has the game in his hand, right? There's not much that the Sukuna player, the pure Sukuna list can do at this point, just because, again, Kento's another 4K that can become a 5K, right? And is such a scary lethal tactic that just there's not much you can do against it because you have more raid targets that are a little bit more viable, right?
And 4 life is a really, really good buffer to have. Even if he does get all 4 fingers and snipe double impact with the Sukuna, you can survive quite a while. You can even take a hit and then take the double damage, see what you get. Maybe a restand, maybe a kill spell. You never know. Maybe another raid. He is sitting quite pretty right now, and I wish I had access to how many cards he had left in grave, but or in deck. But Kento may actually be online soon, maybe.
So 7, 1, 2, 3 cards in trash. So that brings it to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, yeah, that becomes the problem, right? We don't remember what cards are actually from security too. Yeah, that I can't keep full track. Ooh, whiff
Does
the
not
whiff.
hit. Bottom deck's a kill spell too.
Yep. Shrine for double damage. So
He's picking the 2.
Oh,
Shrine. Okay. Gets the shrine to hand.
Ooh, raid
Sukuna.
Sukuna.
Sukuna, and it's all coming together. He has the pieces he needs to.
Oh, he hit a finger too off of that draw. Yeah. This is his first finger.
Yeah, so that is 5K. Another domain expansion.
God.
This is going to be a big turn for him.
So definitely going to AP draw because why not at this point?
Probably. Does he have any base UGs in his hand? I don't know. Yeah, lots of raids.
Yeah,
1 base UG.
Yep, 1 base UG. And it's the 2 AP boy.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough. Yeah, AP drawing might be the best course of action, but it's up to him. He's got 2 domain expansions, so this is going to be a big turn. Okay, he moves up the Nanami. And he moves up the Maki. Interesting.
That board state doesn't say to do so. His hand does not say to do that.
we'll see what he does. I'm intrigued by this play.
Oh, he had a Nubara hit in there. Okay.
Gets the base Yuji. Okay. So yeah, so this could be a big swing. He might be looking to end the game right now. This may
High
be this may
possibility.
be a little bit different than what I would have done, but hey, he's the one in top 8. What can I say? God bless him. Let's see what he does.
So the card you're gonna have to discard is either the raid Yuji would be the most sense here, right? And then now he just needs to get a body out, right? And now he's got double domain expansions, just gonna make your opponent have a bad day.
Yeah.
So full this is what we talk about, right? Just getting to those final push turns is scary.
Yeah. So from what I'm seeing, this play line is he's definitely looking to end the game right now. I think he's going to Yuji. He's going to raid Sukuna, maybe even put down a shrine with the last AP. Oh,
so
no, he
that gets bounces, yep, because he only has one finger. It's not a retire, so it is a bounce to hand. And now, well, the play should be, just do bounces. That. Remove that.
So that's 4. That looks like 4 clear damage on the board.
Yep.
Let's see what he gets. Pray for a kill spell, color trigger, something. Maki, nothing.
Vanilla. And then final hit, double Maki punish.
That is, you'd love to see Sukuna